Today we're going to use the 2x4 attachment with the Chainsaw Mill Cutting Guide to make a cedar post. So stay tuned and I hope you like it. But first we need to set up our Chainsaw Mill guide on our chainsaw and then add our 2x4 accessory or attachment, whichever you want to call it. The bolt sizes for the Chainsaw Mill guide that goes into the bar is 7/16, and the ones that we're going to use with the little lock washers on them for the 2x4 attachment are 5/16. And I already have the 2 holes that are drilled into the bar. And I'm not going to put those all the way through there because see how those come out like that? It's kind of a tight space, and you know I love these lock washers, so I'll put one on each bolt and I'll put the nut on there. We're going to need some needle nose pliers for that, or a Leatherman. Either one will work fine. Got that one on. And once you get your lock washers on there, you'll want to go ahead and grab your nut and line it up with your needle nose as flat as you can. You may have to back your screw or your bolt out a little bit. And we're just going to get it started. Now we'll grab the other one and get it started on there. Back it out a little bit. And we've got that started, so we'll grab our 7/16 socket. Tighten the other one. Alright. Show you this real quick. And now we'll just put our 2x4 accessory attachment on there. So we want to make sure that this angle is back here. That way we can put our nuts and bolts on this side. And just line it up with the applicable hole setting that's already configured there. But we want to put our 2x4 in here just to make sure that we've got it tightened down the right way. Make sure that's good and flush against that other side. And we'll grab our attachment. See how that's slotted right there? Go ahead and install it this way. And we have our other hole right there. I guess this cedar tree don't look too bad until you look at it from over here. This thing is crooked as a dog's leg. My goodness. But I can see that there's probably an 8, 9, maybe 10 foot post in here before we run out of room there. And why do we want to use a 2x4 attachment? Well, if I put a 2x6 on this width, I'm not going to have any sides to cut, so I'm going to have to use the 2x4 attachment, and we'll just run it down there as straight as we can. Yeah, I'm going to level up these knots, put the rail on there, we'll be good to go. Smaller board, we got a smaller bracket. This is a 10-foot board. Got those knots cut off there. This is a tricky log, so we're going to have to stabilize this down here. It's a little bit of a bend to it. But as long as it's straight this way, and the other two ways, out of two board alignments, this should make a good post. So now we have a couple of guide marks there. I had to unscrew this and screw it back in. Long story short, put a wedge in here. Actually, one of the knots to level it up. Pretty solid, so I think we're ready to start cutting this. Looks good there. For this other side, we have a different kind of ending here, but I'm just going to do a longer slide in. Come right down here like so. you can see how that 2x4 attachment works on these thinner logs. Now I'll loosen these screws. I've also put a block under here because I'm going to cut that end off and flip this over and do the same thing. Sure we don't lose our screws there. Now we'll screw this in. Nice and flush. All right. If you're wondering how this looks, this is beautiful. Look at that. And that's what you get with the 2x4 attachment for the Chainsaw Mill Cutting Guide. If you're wondering how wide this turns out with that setting, this is 4.5 inches wide.